now, and hopefully. Test, test, test. Test, test,
Pass,
test. Test, test,
pass.
test. Yeah. All right. I got to still hit the record button, but are you ready?
Yeah, we gotta start hitting the record button before we hit the stream button. But yeah, I'm ready.
All right. Welcome back to From Half Court, me and Darren Sports Talk Show, when we talk more than just basketball. Today, it was the first day of today is the first day of the NFL Draft Combine. So me and Darren started wanting to shift the focus to the upcoming NFL draft. So today we're going to go over one of Mel Kiper's mock drafts. Before we get into the mock draft, are there any prospects that you're looking that are special to you coming out in this draft class that you know about already, or anybody that you're looking forward to, or anything like that?
I don't get excited about the player until they get drafted.
Hmm.
I'm a big draft day. Oh, that person landed there. Oh, don't know how to use them. Oh, that's gonna be questionable. Oh, that's not a good fit at all.
So you're
That's
situational.
my yeah. I'm yeah. Cause I don't like predicting who's gonna go where. But Mel Kiper got the inside a little bit more, so we'll see.
All right, but for me, I'm really excited to see where Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson land. Because from what I've checked previously, I've seen Garrett Wilson go to the Eagles, which would be I think would be a good pickup for them. Actually, gives Devontae Smith a nice number two receiver to work with. I think that helps out their passing game a lot, and I think they need that right now. Um, so let's just get right into it. Oh man, I gotta set this up still. Boom, 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 boom. Turn Darren's camera on, and we're good. All right. So should be
This is all on ESPN.com too. If y'all wanted to check this out afterwards.
yeah for yourselves. All right. So first pick, he has a tackle from North Carolina State being taken for Jacksonville.
That's good. I think if there's one thing you want to do is protect Trevor Lawrence. He's a franchise. And they
Uh,
got two running backs. They got decent receiving core. That's what I would do, I guess. That
Foundational.
makes perfect sense. Yeah, it makes sense.
Offensive tackle or edge rusher here. I don't think the Jaguars are set either way. Realistically, this is a down. This is down to four prospects. I don't know how to pronounce that dude's name. He's an O tackle for North Carolina. Evan Neal from Alabama. Aiden Hutchinson from Michigan, and Kayvon Thibodeau from Oregon. New coach Doug Peterson, and the Jags will get an opportunity to meet with each of them at the combine. They'll get a front seat to all four on the field, to all four on the field workouts, of course. But what goes on behind the scenes matters just as much. So Mel Kiper's basically saying pass rusher or a lineman here, and he thinks the best one is the guy out of North Carolina State.
Hmm.
So we were saying, foundational piece, debatably the two most important pieces besides the quarterback on the field.
This is protect the quarterback. That's what I would do.
So he also has Aiden Hutchinson, the Michigan defensive end, going to the Detroit Lions.
Mm.
The only reason I want him to go to Detroit is just because of the whole he went to Michigan, Detroit's right there type deal. I think that'd be really cool. But honestly, I think he's the number one overall pick in this draft.
I don't think I think he's the first defensive player taken, definitely. most time on the field. I'm pretty sure. I think he was a senior. I'm pretty sure. I thought he was a senior anyway. But yeah, I think that's a good pickup. They got a good offensive line already. Receiving core young needs to get healthy. They can get another receiver probably deeper in the draft or via free agency. So their defense is atrocious. Isn't okay? Their defense. I don't even know. I don't know what to say about the Lions. I really don't. I just don't know. I don't know. That defense is so questionable, but I don't know where their front wasn't bad. But if you're just going to build a team with a deadly front force, I guess that's how the football team was built and the 49ers was built like that at one point. Oh, just on the defensive side. But I don't know. I like it, I guess, just for the Michigan Detroit thing, I guess. Too. But
Next, he has Evan Neal going to the Houston Texans, offensive tackle.
sheesh.
I feel like these first couple picks, you just got to kind of take like the best prospect, best player available type deal, and just kind of put them on your team for a lot of these teams. I understand that you need like foundational pieces, but some at a certain point, you just got to get somebody good just to add to your team.
I guess I understand this pick. I guess I can understand it. But I don't know. I don't know about this team. This team is another one where I'm just like, ever since the Bill O'Brien, I don't know. I don't know. I will have to look at who their head coach is again. Can't remember off the top of my head for some reason. But
Somebody new.
I mean, yeah, the dude just got fired, so yeah, definitely somebody new. But I just don't know. I think it'd be a good pickup. You never really go wrong with Alabama tackles unless you pick up Alex Leatherwood in the first round. Thanks, Raiders. I'm gonna leave that alone.
You feel me?
Next.
Um, Lovey Smith.
Yeah, I understand that. He probably go defense too. Don't sleep if a defender is just sitting there. But okay.
So they have the Jets picking Kyle Hamilton. He's a safety out of Notre Dame. Um, Kuiper says, I'm going to stick with Hamilton to the Jets, who are awful in the secondary in 2021 and could lose Marcus May in free agency, because I know you're thinking it. No, it's not too high to take a safety, not a safety like Hamilton, who can make massive impact against the run and pass. He had 8 career interceptions at Notre Dame and could play multiple spots along the defense at the next level. Hamilton is a versatile playmaker who will make the defense better on day one, and the Jets still have another first round pick to try to improve their offense.
Oh, they're smart. Then I bet you got them taking an offensive lineman later in this draft, later in the first round, then, because that's what they need on that side. They got good. I don't think the receiving core is that bad. They just need to get healthy. It's not a bad pickup. They lost Jamal Adams so many those years ago. I think this is a good pickup, especially if you got to pick later in the first round,
Yeah,
and you got a defensive head coach.
yeah, and if this kid is as good as he made out to be, he might be a freak. Why? What's with the Jets are just recycling out safeties? They did with Jamal Adams, Marcus May, and I get this new kid. They just draft good safeties, I guess. All right, so this is huge. So Kayvon Thibodeau at the beginning of the college football season was the number 1 overall pick. Mel Kiper has him dropping to 5 to the New York Giants. I think that's a steal for the New York Giants.
Mm. Uh, uh,
So let's see. Let
the,
me.
Bruh, no, we're not doing this, y'all. The Giants' defense was not bad these past couple years. Yes, they're about to lose a lot of people in free agency, and I know they do need to figure that out. But freak, are we going to allow them? When are we going to hold this team accountable for protecting our quarterback and Saquon Barkley? They haven't protected a quarterback. Even when Eli was there, they didn't protect their quarterback.
So, I think Mel's first line discusses that. Uh, it says, if the draft plays out like this and both top offensive tackles are off the board before the Giants pick, taking a defender makes most sense. So he's saying the two top offensive tackles are gone. Let's just get the best pass rusher that's left on the board.
I don't know about that, y'all. I don't know. I don't know, man. If they don't address that offensive line, I don't know. I just don't know how you. I've been saying I don't know how you be a fan of the Giants person, but that's just me. That is terrible. Protect y'all franchise. You know what? Yeah, just go ahead. Yeah, I don't know. What you think about this?
I think it's a steal. If he drops at that far, he was a really highly touted prospect. I think that's a steal for them.
I mean, it could be a steal on the defensive side, but it's not going to matter if your team's not putting up.
Yeah, definitely.
That's all it comes down to. Thank you. Now this makes sense. The Carolina Panthers have a great defense, not a good defense. They have a really good defense. They have probably the best defense in that division all together. Now, if they just, for the love of God, all year, it was Sam Darnold for so long, then it was Cam Newton. But in reality, Sam Darnold would have did probably decent if the offensive line would have just held up. That is what they need. I don't care who their quarterback is next year; they'll figure that out, whatever. But offensive lineman, a nice young offensive lineman, that's who comes in ready to play.
This is a tricky pick, especially since we don't know yet whether the Panthers are going to acquire a veteran quarterback via trade through free agency. Ultimately, this is a little too high for a quarterback based on my rankings, but because I don't see any of them in this class as a top 10 selections. So while I thought about a receiver to help the Carolinas offense, 6'5" Drake London could help any quarterback. Let's fill a need with an immediate starter. Cross allowed just 1 sack in 2021, leveling up for a pass happy Mississippi State offense that shows no mercy for opposing linemen. He's a stellar pass blocker as a left tackle.
That's all they need. Maybe two more of them, but that's what they need. The Giants pick again right here. I can't be mad at this. Is hold on first. Hold on, time out.
Yeah,
Nothing's making
they have
sense.
like 3 first-round picks.
I'm so confused. Hold up. Didn't they just said the Giants was going to be taking a defensive lineman because the two top offensive linemen was out of the draft at this point, and now you got them picking 2 or 3 picks later, and then they're going to take an inside linebacker, which is, don't get me wrong, I know this dude. He's a freak at linebacker. He's a freak at linebacker. But I just don't get it. I don't get it. When are we going to protect the franchise?
With
When
the
are
Gi-
y'all going to when do y'all plan on competing with the Cowboys? The Cowboys got the offensive weapons, and they're not going away. And then they got the defensive weapons. They got Diggs. They got Micah Parsons. When are y'all going to compete with them? 2, 3 years from now? Jeez.
with the Giants, second top 10 pick, I'm going all in on improving the front seven of the defense. Lloyd is a middle linebacker, yes, but he does not. But he does so much more. He had 111 total tackles, 8 sacks, 20 tackles for a loss, 4 interceptions, and a forced fumble last season. He had 16 and a half total sacks over the past 3 seasons. Lloyd and number 5 pick Kayvon Thibodeau can add some pass rush upside to the team that it desperately needs. If the New York does take Lloyd here, that probably means Blake Martinez, who tore his left ACL in September, will be a salary cap casualty. The Giants are going to have to address their offensive line at some point this offseason. And I also thought about center Tyler Lindenbaum here, which would have been a great pick. I like Tyler a lot. So
We
what do you
can
think
keep
about that?
going. I said it. I already said it. Man. It doesn't make any sense. I understand getting a good defense. I understand because I think they got a defensive coach. I could be wrong, but dog, I tried. Like I, d- I don't know, man. Or you know what? Fuck. Excuse me. I don't know what they're gonna do. I just don't know what they're gonna do because Danny Dimes probably ain't the answer either. So at some point they're gonna have to get a new offensive lineman and a new quarterback. We'll see what they do in free agency. Free agency is going to change all of this before the draft.
All right.
Sauce.
Yeah, that's what I said too. Some nigga named
You ain't
Sauce
got
Gardner. He's gonna
you
be
ain't got
tough.
to read the whole thing, man.
I'm not. I wasn't going to.
Ahmad Sauce Gardner,
He's gonna be a good
DB,
corner.
Cincinnati. Well, if it's one thing, I don't mind this because if it's one thing I know about Atlanta, they do need a better offensive line as well, especially because they have Matt Ryan. But their defense is atrocious. Like,
But why do they have him drafted over the LSU corner? That's what I want to read real quick. So why Gardner over Derek Stingley Jr.? NFL scouts just haven't seen Stingley playing to his 2019 level over the past 2 seasons. He has a high ceiling, but he played in just 3 games in 2021 and was so-so in 2020. Stingley won't work out at the combine, but he will have a chance to rise again if he puts up excellent testing numbers at his pro day. Gardner is a safer prospect at this point.
I mean, yeah, I like this pick. Cincinnati bought out this year, and their defense was honestly probably a big part of it, especially their pass defense. They did a really good job, and I roughly remember this kid. He did his thing. I give him his props. So I mean, he definitely worked his way up. If he get drafted in the top 10, he worked his way into this conversation. I like him for Atlanta. Atlanta needs a secondary, so it wouldn't be a bad pick.
All right. So this pick, projected trade. Browns move up to get top wideout. With Jets looking at number 10, I could see the Browns making sure they get the best receiver in this class. In this scenario, the Browns could give up a third round pick to move 4 spots, which should be enough to get a deal done. From Denver's perspective, this adds a valuable top 100 pick and still keeps it in the discussion for the best edge rushers in the class.
I don't know, man.
So they have the Browns going to go get Drake London. Boy, that nigga is huge. He's like 6'5". I'm not sure how fast he is, but he's huge.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You
Hold
don't
up,
like
trading
Browns
with
on
Denver?
receiver?
Trading with Denver?
You don't think it
Nah,
makes sense?
it doesn't. Well, actually, with John Elway, yeah, it does make sense. Actually, never mind. They
But
just really need a quarterback, but John Elway refused to go get a young, good quarterback for some reason,
so
which
you're
is
saying it doesn't make sense from Denver's end?
it shouldn't because they, unless I don't know where Cleveland's picking at right here, they're trading the first round. I'm just guessing they're just swapping first round.
Yeah.
So then, yeah, I don't know. I
But
don't know.
Denver's only going back, I think, to like 13 or 14 or something or
All right, then
12.
it makes sense. Then it makes sense. It makes sense then. But I don't know if I mean, it makes sense for Cleveland to do this. I think Mel Kiper is great at doing his job if he predict this.
I was looking at this from the Browns' perspective. I'm hearing rumors. I've heard rumors this morning actually that Jarvis Landry wants out. So they might want to go get a good nice receiver, young receiver.
I don't think his rumors that he wanted out. I think he said he can help another team win, but he wants to be in Cleveland or that.
Gotcha. You froze though. Oh crap. All right, we just want to wait for Darren for 2 seconds and see if this works out.
This is gonna be the whole episode.
Could you hear me?
No.
All right, you froze for 2 seconds, but yeah, let's move on. Damn, this is what I wanted. So they got the Jets taking Tyler Lindenbaum, center
Once
out of
again,
Iowa,
take your quarterback.
Texas quarterback. And he's considered the best center in the draft.
Zach Wilson already got hurt. Might as well protect him. Woo!
First quarterback
Good.
off the board, Kenny Pickett, going to the Washington Commanders.
I like it.
You like it? I like it a lot.
I like it. He's a gunslinger quarterback that will go play with Ron Rivera, who's a defensive coach. But I have faith that he will put the right pieces around him and be productive. He already has a good offensive weapons if he goes to that team, and a very decent offensive line. Not terrible anyway. He should be asked to hand the ball off and not put the ball in harm's way. Only problem is that he sees Michael Parsons twice a year and Hargrave for Philly and
Possibly these two
Garrett.
niggas the Giants just drafted.
Yeah, possible. We'll see. But I like that pick. I like this pick a lot.
Yeah, okay. I saw quarterbacks coming off the board soon, and yeah, I think it's a great pick for Washington. They need a quarterback. They already have a great defense, and they just need to build around Kenny Pickett and get that shit going.
So far, Mel Kiper is doing a phenomenal. He did a phenomenal job with this so far.
And by the way, again, just so people know, this is before the NFL draft combines. Combines start today, and we'll definitely do another updated one after the combines. All right, so now he has Minnesota Vikings selecting Derek Stingley Jr., the cornerback out of LSU.
Absolutely. Iron sharpens iron. You got Justin Jefferson there from LSU. He probably went up against this kid multiple times. So iron sharpens iron. And yeah, I like this. I like this pick too, especially if their quarterback is off the list, because they're probably going to try to make a move off of Kirk Cousins, or they're going to try to get somebody later in the draft to replace Kirk Cousins, or they're going to go get somebody. But we see. I like this pick a lot. Their defense was very questionable, and they need somebody that can guard Devontae Adams, for the love of God.
Yeah, definitely. And Patrick Peterson's older. He might be leaving soon, so who knows?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is the trade with Cleveland. They traded back to get a defensive end. Jermaine Johnson II from Florida State.
Because their quarterback got taken. Because that was the quarterback that y'all should have took, unless y'all get Aaron Rodgers. And so I'm leaving it alone now. Or yeah, anybody that gets on y'all team, because y'all quarterback away. But I'm gonna leave that alone. I like this defensive end.
I'm gonna go a little bit faster. Projected trade: Saints make a jump for a pass catcher. How about another trade here? We know the Saints are aggressive in the draft, as they once traded a future first rounder to move up for edge rusher Marcus Davenport. This wouldn't cost near that. It likely take a third round pick to move up 4 spots. And New Orleans only has a compensatory selection in round 3. They need it. They need at receiver. The need at receiver is clear, however. So basically, they have them taking my boy Garrett Wilson.
They've drafted OSU receivers before. I would be mad that he didn't have a quarterback unless somebody ends up there. But yeah, I guess that makes sense. Makes sense.
Shout out to Garrett. I think Garrett Wilson's going to ball out in the league. I remember watching his high school tape before he came to OSU. The kid's the truth. He can jump out the gym too.
If Michael Thomas is not there, I don't know, because he's getting double teamed, and he doesn't have a quarterback once again. So leave that alone. Philly.
Philly is drafting a cornerback, Trent McDuffie, out of Washington.
It's a trade via Miami.
He didn't allow a single touchdown in coverage over the past 2 seasons, and could play opposite of Darius Slay.
Washington is really known for their DBs. They do a really good job with their corners, especially. I like it. I think it is not a bad pickup. I think didn't Philly already pick before this?
No,
No. I, we- I thought they need a. No, all right. We was having a conversation there, mind, about Garrett Wilson.
oh shit, they have back-to-back picks.
Okay, that makes sense.
So now with this pick, their next pick, they're taking the outside linebacker, the other outside linebacker from Michigan, the David Ajobi dude, African dude, really good player. Play opposite Aiden Hutchinson. Homie's really nice.
They're trying to build their team to run the ball, stop the run.
That would be smart.
That's what it looks like to me. Because they're not really explosive at receiver except Devontae Smith, and even he's obviously the best receiver in college football has ever seen, probably. But he question just Jalen Hurts. I just question him. We can keep going.
They have the Los Angeles Chargers taking Trayvon Walker, defensive end out of Georgia.
Yep, they lost Melvin Ingram a couple years ago. Is it Melvin Ingram that they lost? Yeah, Melvin
They
Ingram.
lost.
Yeah.
It was a couple years ago. It was probably this past free agency, right?
I don't know. He's moved. He's been with so many teams since then. He's been with Pittsburgh. He's been with this team. He's been with that team. Been with Kansas City. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, I think it's a good pickup, right? Defense is good, but they definitely need to get better. They took a step back underneath a defensive coach. Makes no sense. We can keep going.
They have
Unless you
Baltimore getting an offensive tackle, a really high rated offensive tackle too. I've seen some stuff about him. He's really good. And replace him with old ass Villanueva, who didn't have a great season last year.
Yeah,
I think that's a great pick for Baltimore.
that makes sense. I had to think about it for a second, but yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Get an offensive lineman. But get rid of Greg Roman for the love of God. Please. All right, now keep going.
Philly's third pick in this round. They take
Second pick.
Traylon Burks.
Oh no,
Arkansas.
third they picked. Shit.
So they could have took a better receiver earlier, but they went defense instead.
Traylon Burks. That name sounds so familiar. I told myself to remember his name. That's why that name sounds familiar. I told myself to remember his name a couple months ago. I don't know why, but I remember telling myself, "Hey, remember this guy." Yeah,
Is he fast or something?
yeah. Nah, he's nice. He's big. He's a big guy. He's a big
6'3",
guy. Like
225.
I debatably thought he should be lining up at tight end. That's how big this dude was. I'm pretty sure. Like he was big. Like I was like, what the fuck am I seeing? But it's a good pickup. It's a good pickup. They need more explosion on their offense, not just running the ball.
Oh damn, he is huge.
Bro, big. Yes, I remember. I watched him versus. I forgot who he was playing. It was another SEC team though. I forgot who it was. And I just remember them saying, "Yo, he's going to be playing on Sundays or something like that." And I was like, "Yo, that is not normal. That dude is humongous." But you keep going. But yeah, that's going to be a good pickup for them. They just need more explosion.
All right. So who does he got my Steelers drafting? Drum roll, please. I'm joking. So he has the Steelers drafted Malik Willis. I know Mike Tomlin was really high on Malik Willis. There was rumors about that. So here's a nice landing spot for Willis, who I've mentioned. I will need some time to adjust the speed. Who will need some time to adjust to the speed of the NFL. He didn't have a ton of talent around him at Liberty, and he was sacked an FBS high of 51 times last season. He should be asked to play in Week 1 in September, If he goes to Pittsburgh, he'll compete with Mason Rudolph and Dwayne Haskins, and potentially another short-term veteran, and won't be pressured to play immediately. Although the Steelers aren't going to rebuild in the post-Ben Roethlisberger era, Willis is the most talented quarterback in the class, in my opinion, but he can be erratic with his accuracy. He has a lot of tools to be successful, but he'll need to be coached hard. If the Steelers don't go with a signal caller here, keep an eye out for offensive line.
I guess I get it. I guess I get it. You want somebody that's already hit the deck so many times because he's about to be behind a shitty ass offensive line, so he can get back up. He knows already how to get himself back up. That makes sense.
I like it from the standpoint it makes us more modern at quarterback. Um, that's why I like it. It would make us more modern.
I gotta see what he means by erratic with his accuracy. That shit just does not scream first round to me. But I'm gonna leave that alone.
All right. I don't know how to pronounce this dude's name, but defense end out of Penn State, Arnold. They have him going to the Patriots.
Arnold Abakatai,
Something like that. I kind of want to see if this dude's African or not right now. Or what type of race he is in general. Yep.
That matters, but okay.
I just want to see. He had an interesting last name.
Definitely. If I could see his number that he was wearing with Penn State, I probably remember him for real.
Damn, he's another big boy. 6'3", 260.
Yeah. Sheesh. Well, I know. Bill Belichick will love that.
Definitely. All right, your Raiders. You want to read this one?
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. Yes, absolutely. N'Kobe Dean, inside linebacker of Georgia. The Raiders have a new regime under coach Josh McDaniels and general manager Dave Zeitler. And they have a clear void in the middle of their defense. If Dean is still available at number 22, this is a no-brainer. His coaches at Georgia rave about his leadership skills, and he's dominant off-ball linebacker. On the field, too, he stuffed the stat sheet with 72 tackles, 6 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 2 picks last season. Corner and wide receiver are 2 other positions I consider Las Vegas, which also has questions surrounding the future of Derek Carr, whose contract is up after the 2022 season. This is a beautiful pick. The first Georgia player on that defense taken, and it's the inside linebacker. I would absolutely take
Don't you
that.
think that's kind of late though?
I'm 100% okay with that being that late. This is why I don't like. This is 100% why I don't like doing mock drafts though. Don't get me this excited and we don't get a fucking don't get me this excited and we don't get that inside linebacker.
You might get an inside linebacker. I'm just saying you might not get him because I don't see N'Kobe Dean dropping that far.
No, don't even do that.
Honestly, don't even do. If he's still there when the Steelers are drafting, I want him. Get side by side with Devin Bush. We need a middle linebacker.
That makes zero sense. That makes absolutely zero sense.
Why?
I'm not about to do this.
Both linebackers played terrible last year.
Okay, but if you don't get a quarterback, you're going to take an inside linebacker over an offensive lineman?
If Tyler Linderbaum's off the board, yes.
Go ahead. I'm done. I'm done with Rob. Yeah, I hope N'Kobe Dean does come to the Raiders because I feel like he would be a very centerpiece, even though Denzel Perryman did a great job this past season.
All right. Ooh, they have the Cardinals taking Chris Olave. I like that pick for them too.
Why? Is Christian Kirk not about to be there or something? This makes no sense to me.
Sure, Arizona spent a second-round pick on Rondale Moore a year ago, but he's more of a slot receiver who could be used in the run game too. He averaged a staggeringly low 8.1 yards per catch on his 54 receptions, producing just 18 first downs. Think of Olave as more of a replacement for AJ Green, who is a free agent. Olave can line up outside and run crisp routes and beat cornerbacks. He had 35 career touchdowns for the Buckeyes. This will be a selection to try to make Kyler Murray a little happier heading into an important season.
All right, I gotta say something about the Cardinals at this point. I don't think they develop talent well. I think they just put talent all together, and there's nothing wrong with that. The Rams kind of do the same thing, but the Rams developed their talent because Cooper Kupp became better and better, and Robert Woods became a better receiver than what he was with Buffalo.
I never knew
I
Robert Woods
think
played for Buffalo. Oh, okay. I think I fucked up Darren's camera. Darren, if you can hear me, you're frozen. We're just gonna stay on there until he's not frozen. Or not. All right. Well, while we're having technical difficulties, make sure you guys like and subscribe down below to our YouTube channel. Make sure you hit the bell icon. We try to do this every single weekday. Make sure you tune in. We stream it and we record it. So hopefully you guys tune in for that. And Darren's still not here. So I'm going to kick Darren. And hopefully he gets right back in here. And while we're waiting for him, I might as well keep talking about Chris Olave. Chris Olave played amazing at Ohio State his years there. He was a great receiver. Like Mel Kiper said, he was a great route runner. He consistently got behind cornerbacks in college. So I think this is a great pick to get rid of AJ Green, who's older. I think it's a great pick for the Cardinals. And when it looks like the Cowboys are coming up, what do you guys think the Cowboys are going to pick? Really good defense last year, good running game. They could go anywhere. Oh, looks like Darren's back.
what up? What I miss?
All right, I was just kind of talking to the people. But
You said they could go anywhere here.
I was talking about the Cowboys. But you went out somewhere talking about the Arizona Cardinals.
They can go anywhere right here. I don't know, man. The Cardinals is such a crazy talent, such a group of talented players that you don't know like what do they really need. The guys like Isaiah Simmons playing linebacker. They got Budda Baker who hopefully comes back healthy. They got decent corners.
They can get
I
deeper
don't
at
know.
corner, but you can find that
Get
later in the draft.
get deeper at corner or start getting the replacement for JJ Watt. He's not going to be there for more than another year.
Definitely.
All right, we can keep moving. I just don't see that though.
They got the Cowboys drafting a defensive end, George Karlaftis out of Purdue. You know him?
No,
Because you made a face like you know him.
nah, I don't. I can't even act like he sounds familiar. His last name sounds more familiar than I can say I remember watching him play. But no, once again, no. Mel Kiper knows this better than me. Clearly knows football better than us. I know they probably need another defensive end, but they need an offensive lineman. Their offensive line is getting old. They're
Quick
getting
too.
old. You said what?
Quick too.
Yes. They went from great to good to okay, they're just really good, but now they might get injured. I'm not trying to say that, but good lord, I think they need an offensive lineman here. Just at least if for anything else, just depth. I don't know.
I agree. I like that. They have the Bills taking Devontae Wyatt out of Georgia.
Yeah, that's smart. Take the best
Darren,
available.
you're
You're that good. They're that good.
You're I wish hopefully I can clip that, but your it froze, and it made it look like your eyes rolled in the back of your head. I just thought
No,
it was really funny.
no, I think this will be a good pick for them. Buffalo can definitely take the best available.
All right, definitely, definitely. I
Yeah,
heard a
Key.
lot of good things about this receiver. Jahan Dotson out of Penn State. They have him going to Tennessee at 26.
You don't remember watching him?
Loosely, I feel like he tore us up. I feel like he was one of those Penn State players that just kind of tore. We couldn't really handle him.
He was really fast. When he got the ball in his hands, he was kind of like, all right, this is gonna be a problem. He was that type of guy.
He said he's
Uh,
4'4".
yeah, he runs a 4.4. Yeah, yeah, but he's
He's tiny.
yeah, it's hard hitting him. Yeah, I like this pickup. They needed help because the first line legitimately says Julio Jones is 33, and he played like it.
Yeah,
So yeah, they need it. That's the one thing they definitely need. They're decent. They're really good on defense. Shit, you get Joe Burrow 9 times on the ground in the playoffs. So yeah, I agree with this. Yep, they just lost their guard, just retired once again. A good pickup, especially if you don't know who's going to be back there. Who's going to be your signal caller?
and he can play both. That's a really good pick, in my opinion.
Yep, especially from Boston College.
Ooh, Jamison Williams going late to the Green Bay Packers. I think that's
That'd
a
be a
great
steal.
steal. Yeah, I think that's a
That is a
great steal at the
steal.
end of the first.
That is a steal, and that should probably keep Aaron Rodgers there.
They have the Miami Dolphins going offensive tackle.
Wait. Before we go, Green Bay. I'm sorry, just gotta say this. They drafted Jordan Love. That's Aaron Rodgers' replacement. They drafted who's the kid? Uh, who's the running back? Aaron. AJ Dillon. That's Aaron Jones' replacement. And now Jamison Williams.
Devontae
Devontae Adams is
Adams.
close to getting out the door. They're saying that contract is coming up. That's just something to keep an eye on. But we can keep going.
They have the Dolphins drafting an offensive tackle. Central Michigan.
Yeah, that makes sense. Makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense. Most Michigan schools do a good job at doing bread and butter, like offensive linemen, like getting them ready for the draft,
Mm-hmm.
especially in those cold weather schools. Tua needs a cold weather offensive lineman. Not no disrespect when I say this, but like
That's hilarious. Hopefully he unfreezes soon. No disrespect. He freezes. All right, guys. He's frozen again, so pardon the technical difficulties. Just give us a second here to get it fixed. do 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 do. All right, we're just gonna have to wrap this up soon as he gets back. We're just gonna fly through these because this freezing is pretty annoying, and it's only happened today. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, the podcast is up. It's up on our channel. It gets uploaded every Tuesday at midnight. So go ahead and go check that out. All right, I'm going to kick them and see what happens. All right.
okay, Let's run through these last couple ones real quick before
Could you
I
hear
get
me?
kicked off again. Yep, I think this is a great pickup. Once again,
All right.
they need to improve their defense. Their offense is what it is at this point, and a linebacker is probably the biggest need besides corner. Probably
Agreed. Bengals. Cornerback. Not surprising at all, actually.
don't do that. Don't do that. Y'all disrespectful.
Bro, hold on. Let me stop you right there. I was not on Eli Apple's ass like everybody else was. People were killing Eli Apple. People were killing Eli Apple. He
Tyler
was getting
Gordon.
way too much shit for like the receivers he had to guard in that game. Come on, bro. He did his best. Maybe he can become a better corner, but damn, y'all, get off his ass. That shit was a joke. I didn't like that shit, and I was rooting for the Bengals to lose. So I didn't like that shit.
Tyler, don't be the next Eli Apple.
Stop.
I think you'll be better because you come from
He
Washington.
got scapegoated for that whole Super Bowl. Stop.
Just for one play. That's wild too. But stop. Let's just keep going. Who's the last one?
They got Ole Miss taking Matt Carroll. Or Corral. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Which they do need a quarterback. Jared Goff is probably not going to be in the league anymore. Maybe a backup role somewhere, honestly.
He got his big payday. I'm happy for him. He got his big payday a couple years ago.
He can go tell his grandkids he played in the NFL at a high level and went to a Super Bowl.
He went to a Super Bowl. That's really that's what's up. Jared Goff is a good quarterback. His arm is just limited. His arm talent is just limited. He's very accurate with time. A lot of time.
Yeah, but the problem with that though, Darren, is
gimmicks.
Because he doesn't have that a big arm. There's a lot of throws he doesn't make and that he can't make.
He won't even attempt.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's kind of like only dribbling with one hand type shit. Only going one way.
The league just changed. You gotta have a bigger arm. Tom Brady, even in his last couple of years, had like a crazy arm all of a sudden.
Well, if he was a little bit more mobile, that would help him out a lot too.
I don't think that has nothing to do with it.
I think he'll be a starter still if he was mobile. It wouldn't be as big of a deal that he doesn't have a big arm.
I'm gonna have to watch this Ole Miss quarterback again because I feel like I did see him, but I do remember him being a mover. He one thing about that. He didn't just sit in the pocket, but he could, if I'm right. Ole Miss, I gotta check on him again, but I think he was a nice quarterback. I think he gave me more of a Taysom Hill vibe though. Not younger clearly than Taysom Hill, but yeah, you know what I'm saying.
All right, so that's everybody. How do you want to give up your rapping ending arguments per se?
Mel Kiper did a great job. Clap it up. Mel Kiper did a really great job with this person. I can't wait to see 2.0, 3.0, and whenever the draft really happens.
Definitely, I thought you did a pretty good job too. Me and Darren, I'm not saying we're not going to cover the draft combine, but we'll definitely get back to you guys, tell you what we think of how players did, if anybody jumped out at us or anything like that. We'll see you guys tomorrow for our show tomorrow. For the rest of the week, we are going to be previewing the Colby Covington Jorge Masvidal fight. So make sure you tune in for those episodes. And we will still be talking about other things too. So make sure you tune in.
Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff down below.
We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.